We continue with the chapter reading of Pentagon 9/11 by Alfred Goldberg. Chapter 4, E-ring collapse. As they battled the blaze at the blast site, the firefighters watched the building closely, fearing structural failure. One firefighter explained that they pretty much knew the building was going to collapse because it started making weird sounds and creaking. When Battalion Chief Tim Lasher of Reagan National noticed a crack in the structure and Gilroy saw a cornice of the building move, Defina warned of imminent collapse and urged everyone near the impact site to evacuate. Immediately, all units on the heliport side were ordered to leave the area. Minutes after the warning, around 10:15 a.m., an E-ring above the hole carved by the plane collapsed, pulling down the second through fifth floors and the roof. Narrower than the swath of damage created by the plane crash, the collapse zone was about 95 feet at its widest point along the building's outer wall. And it gives you a good diagram here of the first floor damage. Here is wedge 1 as corridor 4, corridor 5, right here, 5 and 4. This is the plane damage here. Here's the heliport. And this was the part of the area that collapsed. And approximately 50 feet at its deepest point, reaching to the E-ring's inner wall, which remained standing. The force of the plane's impact and the ensuing fire had destroyed or damaged a number of first and second floor columns in the plane's path, increasing the span between the remaining ones. Though through a complex redistribution of forces, the weight normally supported by the missing columns temporarily shifted to other structural elements that held long enough for upper floor occupants to escape. Eventually, when the load became too much, more supporting columns collapsed and a break occurred along an expansion joint between corridor 4 and the heliport entrance. Gibbs and other firefighters searching for survivors left just in time. Onlookers saw building floors sag and swing downwards as though hinged. The section of the building seemed to pancake down on itself, looking as if someone had cut it with a knife and left it to crumble. As hundreds of tons of concrete and bricks rumbled down, onlookers watched in fear and anguish. Penryn worker Michael DePaula, completely numb and in a daze after his escape from a construction trailer near the impact site, was horrified as he watched the collapse, just not knowing who got out. For U.S. Park Police helicopter pilot Keith Bone, the image of the building collapsing and burning and people fleeing was imprinted forever on his mind. And that's the end of this part of the chapter. Stay tuned for more parts of the chapter in ensuing videos in the future. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.